Hey guys, and welcome to my hair tutorial. Here I'm going to be showing you how to do hair using Ohuhu markers and Prisma color pencils. That's what I use. So I'm starting with the lightest color, which is E220. You can use any colors you'd like, but this is what I did. I'm going to start by taking the marker, and you want to use a light hand and flick the marker upward. And you're also going to flick the marker downward when you do the top section. You just want to lightly do the strokes in whatever the area is. Of course, it would be different when you're doing it on actual images with hair, but you get the idea. Now we are going to be going into E170, which is the second to lightest shade. And with this one, we're going to do the same steps. You're just going to want to not bring it as far up, close to that white section. You are just going to do the same process over that color that you had just put down. And you're going to do this on the top and the bottom section. So it's really going to end up looking like it's ombre, but hair strokes. Now we are going to go into E310, which is the second to darkest shade, and repeat the process. And again, you're not going to want to bring the strokes as high. So you're just going to go up to a little bit below where the one before that we did with the E170. You're just a little bit below that, just so that you can still see the color, but it's not super dominant, because this is going to actually be the last main color you're going to use. The last color that we have there, the BR1, that one is specifically what I like to do is I like to use it for more of a shadow. So at the roots of the hair, if the hair is underneath, I use it more, or if the hair needs to be a little defined, you can use it along lines to make it a little bit more bold. Next, you're going to go back into the E220, just in case if you need to add a little bit more of that first color that you laid down, and to kind of take away from the white section of your paper. You can always go back in with that lightest color and just kind of go back through. You can even do it if you want to with your other colors and just kind of get it to how exactly you want it to look. But it's definitely best to start the way that we did and then add more later, because you don't want to go too far at the beginning and it not look the way that you were wanting it to. Now we are going into the marker BR1, and this is where we're going to do our shadowing. So we're basically going to, on the square, use it at the top and the bottom, but very little of it. If you were doing an actual hairstyle, you would want to use it closer to the roots or in those areas that you feel need more shade. My best advice when doing a brunette is to use a brown instead of a black. It's much easier to look blended and it looks more natural. If you're doing any other colored hair aside from grays, I would definitely use that same color, just the darkest shade that you can find, or something that is within that same kind of color palette. For instance, I did stick with the warm brown here. This is the darkest one that I have, but it makes it just look so much nicer and so much more natural. And what I'm doing now is using the colorless blender just to kind of blend it all together. You don't have to do this step, it's personal preference, but I like to. What this is going to do is it's just going to blend those lighter colors into the white and not make it so bright, so that way it doesn't look as shiny. And what I'm doing now is I'm going in with a Premier colored pencil. This is a Prisma colored pencil. These are my absolute favorite. I'm going into light umber, and I'm using this to tone down those lines where it kind of gets closer to the white area. I use this also over the white areas sometimes to tone down the brightness. It just depends on how shiny you want to make it. It's completely up to you. It's not something that you have to do. Personally, I feel like it really helps to not make it so stringy looking, if that makes sense. And there you go. It is completed. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys want to see more, drop in the comments below what you'd like to see, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.